Just completed this 5-day fast that my wife and I were doing together. How am I feeling? What are the benefits? What are the results? We're going to get right into all of it. So how this fast actually started is the church that my wife and I got married at, the pastor we visited, all of a sudden said, we're fasting this week. Unexpected. I did not plan for it. Typically, if I know I'm going to fast for a week, I'll try to mentally prepare for it. This one, I was just not ready. But I was like, you know what? Since Christ actually gave up so much for us out of his own selflessness, we could do the same as well. So we decided to give it a shot and actually go for it. Fasting, as you know, it has a lot of health benefits physically, and it also has a lot of spiritual benefits for those of us or believers. We tend to have a closer relationship with Christ when we actually do that. What happens is, as your body weakens, you start to be in this different state, and your spirit seems to be much more aware. Like your mind just tends to just be a little bit more focused than before. You're able to actually think through things that you were not able to think through before. That's pretty much how it's been for me. This whole week, Monday was the hardest day because I work out on Mondays and I was doing a complete dry fast. I did take a gulp of water because I didn't want to start off the day. I know I'm going to work out. I took a sip just so that it can help me get through the entire workout. Did my usual workout. My buddy and I weren't working out together that day because he was resting, but I did our normal stuff like we usually do by myself, and I was fine. But let me tell you, probably around like 1 o'clock, my body was expecting food because it's used to having that breakfast after a workout to recover, but I did not do that. I pretty much gave all that stuff up, and I was not drinking water at all. It's a complete dry fast. The benefits of a dry fast is that your cells aren't getting any water, so they have a bit of time for the weaker cells to kind of pretty much get rid of your body. As much research that I've done on it, look into this yourself, and then your fresher cells remain, but it replenishes the weaker ones so that you are able to rebuild newer ones. So it's kind of doing a reset of your cells when you do the dry fast. Water fast has its own benefits too. As you know, you're passing water through your organs without no food. It's not processing any food. It's beneficial for you as well. The first 4 days I did completely dry fast. Friday was the only day that I did a water fast because I wanted the effects of both. They both have their pluses and minuses. One is actually not better than the other. They're just different strategies depending on how you're trying to get your body to reset. But I got through Monday after that tough day. I think by 3 o'clock, I was feeling it, really feeling it. I was feeling like I was deprived of food, but that is when you seek to prayer, because that's when the spiritual connection that you have in your prayers is felt even stronger. When you have that lack of strength, that faintness that you feel about weak, this is when your spiritual man is even stronger than it's been before, because now you've weakened your body. Your spirit is taking over. So we got down to prayer, reading scripture, and it was pretty good. We banged it out and it was pretty good. And we have a couple studies that we typically do on Mondays too as well. It went pretty smooth. But when 4 o'clock came, I definitely consumed some good food, drank a lot of water, fluids, ate fruits. I usually have a thing of fruits to really replenish my body. The only meal I pretty much skipped is breakfast. But everything else I have, which is the fruits, as well as my dinner, I had them pretty much all together so that way I can completely replenish my body. It needed that. I didn't consume as much protein because typically I have my proteins with some peanut butter, almond butter, because I'm all vegan. I don't eat any meat. So my source of protein usually comes a lot in the morning, and I was not able to have that. But Monday ended up good after that. Tuesday, I felt much better. I wasn't as energetic, but I also didn't feel as lacking. Tuesdays, I do not work out. I was okay pretty much around the same time, around 3 o'clock too. I felt a bit of shakiness, but it was definitely not as hard as Monday. I gulped down quite a bit of water. We got down to prayer right before we did do that and eat, and I was all fine. But I did spread. I felt a bit of weakness more than I did on Monday. Monday, there was a burst of energy, I guess, that my body just had because it knew that I was going to fast. So my workout felt pretty good and strong. But Tuesday, let me tell you, I did not feel like I wanted to actually go through. Wednesday came. Wednesday, now we're back to working out. And this time I'm training with my buddy. So, we're going to push it even further to the limit. I'm going to tell you, after we did our typical warm-ups, I felt a little bit weaker. But I'm going to persist and push through. and we got through. We banged it out. I don't feel like I was at my best performance at all, because once it hit, it's kind of like this weird sensation. But you keep persisting, you keep praying through, and hold on tight, and you're gonna see the other side. By 3-4 o'clock, did our prayers, and then drink a lot of water, fluids, just to replenish my body, especially the day I work out. So I make sure I put extra fruits in there to bang it out and actually eat. I couldn't consume even more protein. I think that's what played a factor into it, because my body's used to consuming so much plant proteins from peanut butter, almond butter, and as well as this plant protein powder that I use, that it wasn't getting that. So I felt like I lacked that a bit, and my body wasn't used to it. But it was doing some reset. I definitely felt a bit cleaner, lighter in each one of those days up until Wednesday. By the time Thursday came, I actually felt like my body was completely adjusted, like it got used to it, which typically happens. Anything you're doing, I think the first 3 days or typically the hardest, because your body has to adjust. It's in shock. But by the 4th day, you feel like you've gotten used to it, and I was able to go through the day pretty much normal. I didn't even really feel the desire to have food at all. So it was pretty smooth. We got down to prayer. Spiritual self was definitely more awakened than ever before. I started having these thoughts in terms of how can I expand my business, as well as how can I make my next move? What do I need to prioritize? There's so many things that I'm planning that I wanted to do this year, but doing this fast has helped me know that I need to have things in better priority. The number one thing I felt that was revealed to me is focus on getting the next property, getting the next real estate. Despite the interest rates are being as high as they are, try to get that, try to seek opportunities that you're able to obtain. So I've been self-employed, running my own company for the past 2 years. You pretty much have to go through this 2-year probation period before you can qualify for a lot of these lending products that are available, like your conventional loans, as well as FHA. I'm telling you, I was super excited working through with my accountant. Finally, we got everything filed. I think it might have been on Wednesday or Thursday. So I was so stoked and so excited that he processed it and pushed through, and I was able to start focusing on that. So yeah, that's where my number one priority is. Other than that, expanding my business is going to have its course. It's going to run through. But above that number one priority, actually, because I have this project that is so close, dear to my heart, that God revealed to me, I have to use this as a way to connect to people, is this music Christian cover project that I've been working on for the past, I would say, 2 years on and off, recording different parts of it. What it is me just being at home, playing on the piano, and then collaborating with some artists. So that is probably above the home priority that I really need to focus, because it has a story that I felt that God sent to me across these past couple of years, and situations from my life that I've went through as well, that people can actually relate. Although these songs are not my original songs, they have my emotions, my expressions inside of them. So I'll be sharing that with you along the way throughout this channel once it's ready, but it's soon to be ready. A lot of the content is all pretty much pieced together, just a little bit of more stuff I'm trying to organize, and then boom, I should be able to start sharing the songs with you, the instrumental, the process of me working on the track, as well as working with the artist on different interviews on my music channel. So stay tuned for that completely. But after that, and trying to get the home, I also have other things, business, clothing brand, and so many different things that I want to plan and work on. But at least those things I know I need to really focus on and own in. The thing that was revealed to me is, how do I do it as well? And I'm getting these ideas that are just like flowing through. Let me tell you, by Friday was a completely off day. It was also Good Friday. So that's the day that Jesus actually died. That is being celebrated. We were off that day, so I didn't even work out that day either. I took that day as a complete day of rest to be able to let my body reset. That's the day I actually did the water fast. So I drink water all throughout the day. And let me tell you, water fast feels like it's harder than dry fast. Maybe that's because your body's consuming so much water, it's thinking that it's food, but it's really not food, and you're tricking it. And it's like, what's the food, bro? Like, you're feeding us all this stuff. We are here expecting food, and you giving us just fluid. What's up? So that's pretty much the feeling that I felt inside of my body. And I was hungry probably by like 12, like really hungry. But it's all right. It's all good. We got through it, and then we ate as normal, and bam, that was it. My wife and I went to this play afterwards where we actually got to see Death and Resurrection of Jesus Christ, which really hit home. I didn't think it was going to hit me in that same way, because it's just a normal play. I know they're going to have special effects, but it really felt like I was living at that time when Jesus actually died and going through the whole resurrection process. It was really the death part that got me. Like, it really felt like it was right in here. And I've come to understand it even more. It's a never-ending learning process that you're going through in life to understand its meaning. Because for me, that's why I do everything that I do, is to make sure I bring awareness to people about what Christ has done for me in my life. My success is exemplified in that manner. Success for me is not defined by the amount of riches that I have, the materialistic things that I have, but how well is my relationship established with Christ in a way that is meaningful to the world, to be shared with the world. So the materialistic things that I possess, the riches that I'm able to gain, I utilize it as resources to be able to spread as much as I can awareness of what Christ has done for me. And that's me supporting other ministries. That's me doing whatever it takes to volunteer, putting my time and effort to other ministries as well as charities, doing things that Christ has set examples for in this world. And that's the work that I want to continue. That's pretty much it for me. On Saturday, I got a burst of ideas and energy on how to expand my business and doing all these things and not taking any type of low risk items, like actually taking risks in order for me to do that expansion that I want to do for different things. The ideas are just flowing. Let me tell you that. Saturday is when the day I actually started eating back to normal, had a nice big breakfast, dinner with my wife, and we just went out to different places, treated ourselves to massages and things. Make sure we had our good spa day, right? We have to take care of ourselves too. It helps our mental, it helps us be more creative. I know for me in my business, that's a must. I have to do that once in a while to ensure that my creative thoughts are just able to flow and just go smoothly. That's where I'm at right now. The energy is great. I'm feeling great. I feel like more ideas are flowing through me as the days are progressing and going by. Yes, you're going to hit some weak points. Like the third day was probably a difficult one. The first day is the hardest because you're just putting your body through that shock. And then if you're transitioning from a dry fast to the water fast, I feel like the water fast is super hard, but I think after 3 days of doing that, my body would have adjusted to it. Those are the good things about it. I'm feeling it has way more benefits than negative side, right? Your spiritual relationship with Christ strengthens when you're praying, as well as your body feeling much more energetic. When you are eating, your brain seems to be resetting in a way that you are able to think differently now because you're so stuck in this cycle that you are continuously going and you just stopped the loop. You said, no, hold on, let me take a breather, rest up, and then your body's able to reset itself so that you're able to think differently to how to be more successful in the things that you are doing. So hope you found this insightful. I encourage you to try fasting, whatever works for you, the time range that you're doing it. I was doing it for 5 days from the morning till 4 p.m. The days that I did work out, I did drink 1 gulp of water. So I did not drink a whole thing of water. And after I worked out, I did not drink water either. The only day that I did the water fast is on the last day, which was on Friday. If you found this encouraging and insightful, definitely share it with someone who might be curious about fasting, see how it can impact and benefit their lives. So peace and love, trust in Jesus. Have an amazing one. Like, share, subscribe. I shall see you next time.